This is the 2024 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Night Edition. Is it the best mid-size three-row SUV? Well, one thing it boasts of that not all three-row SUVs can claim is plentiful space within all three rows for adults. That's not something you're going to find with all competitors. And there are some changes to talk about for 2024, including, well, what we're looking at right here. You have the new Night Edition that pairs the top trim level with a blackout package. It looks very sharp, but tell me down in the comments section, do you like the chrome right here? Or should that maybe be blacked out as well? Maybe gloss black? I don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. It is kind of a nice breakup, that's for sure. And you'll also find the new Blue Link Plus that will come, that's the connected services that will come standard and with no subscription fee. That's a good thing. You'll also find a comfortable interior and comfortable ride quality, and there are a lot of technical features that you can add here, a lot that comes standard. So let's dig into this model and see exactly what you can expect to find. And if you're interested, check out the link down to the Mike Morgan Hyundai website if you might want to come in and buy this exact model. The all-wheel drive model we're looking at today features LED lighting everywhere you look, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and also LED tail lights. And I like how everything really matches up. You look at the design of the blinkers up here, or the turn signals, depending on what you want to call those, and that really flows into the grille nicely, or maybe it goes the other way, but I do like the way that looks. And the size of the grille really gives this model a combination of a little bit of an aggressive look and a sporty look at the same time. What about your tire and wheel size? This model is going to come all-wheel drive. We're going to have 245 on our width, so a good bit of meat on the ground, a 50 series sidewall, and we'll be wrapped around these nice gloss black 20-inch wheels. As we work our way up on to the side view mirrors, you can see that you have the turn signal indicators built in, and I really like the fact that they're not only here in the front, they're also on the side. These are power adjustable side view mirrors, by the way. And for those who may say, well, let's take a look at the remote. It came in the wrapper, so I'm going to leave that in the wrapper. You have remote start down here and a few other features as far as what you would expect to see here with this particular model. And we'll work our way up. You're going to have the roof rails up there. And while this model doesn't have a panoramic sunroof, it has a conventional size sunroof in the front, but a very large second sunroof here in the rear area. We'll take a closer look at those on the interior in just a little bit. The rear roof spoiler right here, finishing things off, gives it a nice clean look back here. There's your rear window wiper in case the rear window gets dirty or when it's raining outside. All of that's an advantage. And like I said, LED tail lights to finish things off. And you'll find the dual exhaust tips only on one side. Do you think we should have exhaust tips on maybe both sides? Or do you think it looks okay as it is right here on just one side? Speaking of exhaust, let's talk about what's under the hood. Under the hood is the 3.8-liter V6. It puts out a plentiful 291 horsepower. The torque numbers come in at 262 pounds-feet, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Let's talk about those all-important MPGs, something that I know is really important in this day and age. Kind of hard to see, so you'll probably have to take my word for it. I hope you can see it real well. 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And if you're curious, how big is the gas tank? It's 18.8 gallons. If you would like to tow with your Palisade, as long as it's all-wheel drive, max towing capacity comes in at 5,000 pounds. And depending on how you arrange things here in the rear area, well, you're looking at either 18 or a maximum of 86.4 cubic feet. And I like the fact that you have these power rear seats for laying them flat or bringing them back up into the upright position. But one thing that I like here is that, did you notice I just pushed the buttons one time? I didn't have to hold them down during the process. Now you can also lower the middle seats. And sometimes they don't go all the way down, and that's because of where the front seats are located. So you fix that problem, and here's how things look maximized. Now, with the middle row seats, you're gonna have to put those back in place manually, but with these rear seats, all I'm going to do is I'll just hit both sides, and you can see that I just push those buttons one time. That will bring the seats up automatically. That makes a really big difference. And you will find the handy dandy 12-volt power outlet right here that can have a lot of benefits. And underneath the floor right here, additional space, and you have the tools right there for changing a tire if you need to. And that's good news. You notice you did not see a tire repair kit. That's because there isn't one. You have a spare tire, it's located underneath the rear of the vehicle. And we'll take a look into the rear seating area, both the second and the third row, but we'll start here with the door panel. A very nice look, nice materials and nice design with your contrast stitching and everything that you have right here. Kind of a unique look where that's concerned. A comfortable armrest, and as you can see right here, it's not in place, but you have the privacy shade right here. There it is over there on the passenger side door. And the door bin down there that could actually be used as a bottle holder, but there are 2 cup holders up here as well. So cup holders, bottle holders, whatever they hold. And looking into the interior, a very nice look, comfortable interior, that's for sure. Again, we're going to see that same design here in the seats that we see on the door panels here. And something else you'll notice, I don't know how practical this is, but to increase, or I should say maximize, leg room for third row passengers, well, you can see over there on the right hand side how far forward that seat will go. And easy to move the seats out of the way. Just push the button right there. Well, I say it's easy to do. There we go. Let's get that to work. That was my fault, not the fault of the vehicle. So that moves it up and out of the way. Very easy to deal with. So let's see here if we can get everything back in place. So here's how everything looks with the seat all the way back. Let me sit all the way up and make sure that I'm in a good place. So I still have leg room right here with the pass-through. Well, I can stretch one leg out just a little bit. Now we could move over here to the far side, the right-hand side, and boy, do you have a lot more leg room here. It is comfortable back here, I must say. I don't know how long as an adult, if you're 5'10" like I am, or maybe over 6 feet, it might work, I don't know, it just depends, but I think I could definitely do around town, no problem. Now you can use the heated seat feature back here, that's what this button is for, and these 2 buttons control the angle of recline. So let's look over here, you'll see that I have this seat over on this side, reclined all the way back on our right on the screen at least, and then the seat over here on this side, on the passenger side or our left on the screen, is in the upright position. Comfortable both ways. And by the way, there is seating for 3 people back here. So as you can see with the 3 seat belts, probably not for 3 adults, but 2 adults can definitely get away with sitting back here comfortably. Now, what happens if maybe you don't want to hop through the pass-through right there, and whoever's in the middle row seats doesn't remember or just fails to let everybody out of the back seat area, the third row? Well, just push the button right there, and once again, that seat slides right out of the way. And for those who are saying, well, Tom, what does it look like through that sunroof in the rear area from the third row? There's your answer. And there are a lot of little storage nooks and areas around, including the rear seat pockets right here, and the command center on the rear of the center console to control the air conditioning back here, the fan speed, and obviously the temperature, but also you saw the heated seats in that third row back there. Well, you have heated seats here in the second row, but you also have ventilated seats. That's pretty good and something you don't always see. Now you'll notice that I haven't really said a lot about connectivity, and that's because you have it right here on the seats for USB. There is a 12-volt right here and a power outlet over to the right of that area. Okay, we still have a lot to look at, but for those of you who are saying, okay, Tom, what's the price? As it sits without any additions, and this is going to likely vary from one dealership to the next, but without any kind of additions, $55,894 is what you're looking at. And we'll see the same basic look here on the front door panels as we did on the rear. Now you will notice the speaker right there, a larger door bin, still that same comfortable armrest. Power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger up here. And obviously if the middle row is heated and ventilated, well, then that tells you you're going to have the same thing here with the front seats. A very nice modern look with the dashboard and the center screen, and a very large glove box here, plenty of space within. And you can see right here that you can conceal away the cup holders, which is kind of a unique thing here with how Hyundai does this. You have the cup holders right here. If you need to put them in place, you can, or if you don't want them in place, well, there's how you deal with that. There's some connectivity right there, and that is going to be your wireless charging pad. And we'll take a quick look into the center console. A lot of space in there. Going to have the removable tray, and then even more connectivity. I'm going to tell you what, there is connectivity aplenty. So much that I got excited about it and my tongue got twisted, but I think you get it. Now, we'll take a look at the upper console and maybe avoid the tongue twists, but you can see what's up there as far as the controls go. And what's interesting here is you have a manual shade for the front sunroof, and the rear sunroof with the glass back there that is affixed in place is a power shade. The sunroof here does open, tilt, and slide. So you have a couple of different options where that is concerned. And here is going to be your shifter, push button shifter. I think that's good on this particular model. Tell me what you think. And there's quite a bit more to talk about when it comes to the driver's seat. This is what the driver will find. I think everything here on the driver's side door, you know about that. And one thing I forgot to mention about these power side view mirrors earlier, they're also heated, so benefit where that is concerned. And two different settings for seat memory here for the driver's seat. And you can adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. A very nice look throughout the interior, that's for sure, as far as this model goes. So we'll go ahead and reach over here and hit our push button start and start things up. Now you'll see a very nice modern look with the instrument cluster. I told you that was there, as well as the nice, well, maybe I didn't tell you that earlier, I don't remember. But here is the infotainment screen, which is, again, it might look complicated to those who are not used to this particular model, but it's very easy to learn and use. You do have built-in navigation, and you have quite a few features. And I heard what you said, hey, there's too much glare on that screen. Yeah, I know, I just had to change positions, so that will help us out. But just to show you what else is here, a very simple system to use. And you have your built-in navigation, like I said, there that is very simple to deal with. And obviously you can pair your smartphone and do whatever you need to do. You can see that you have a few different screens here as far as the screen itself goes. And one thing that I really like here, you don't have to go into reverse to see all of this, but here is the camera view. As far as what we have, you have that overhead view right there. You also will have right here a couple of different views or additional views depending on what you need to see and where you need to see it. Very helpful, very useful. And you also have right here, it almost looks like a different vehicle in a way, but maybe not, I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting look on the screen, but it doesn't have the same color as what you have, but you can see everything around the vehicle. So a really nice and unique look here. It definitely does a good job of letting you see what's around you. And you've got your valet mode. You can see, well, basically everything that's here. Very easy to deal with. Quiet mode is right there if you want to use quiet mode. Interesting. There's Blue Link. We talked about the Blue Link Plus connected services that do not require any kind of a subscription fee, so that's nice. And you'll need to use your phone to get into your owner's manual, but you can see you just use the QR code right there and that will give you all of that. Pretty simple to deal with. Now I did want to show you down here what else we have. Here are some of the one-touch buttons. You have your traditional knob for the radio right here to control volume, and turning that on and off, control your stations here, and you can see what else is here. Tri-zone climate control, dual in the front, single in the rear, and like I said earlier, you have the ventilated and heated seats here, but you also have the heated steering wheel, something we need at the moment. But here's something very interesting, and all I can do is tell you about this. You won't actually be able to experience it for yourself, but depending on the driving mode you go into, so we'll show the driving mode. You have Eco, Snow. We started out in Comfort, but if you go to Sport mode, you will actually feel the bolstering kind of narrow in on you a little bit. It's not uncomfortable, but it just kind of brings itself in on the seatings, or the seat, so that, well, I guess if you want to drive spiritedly, you can take advantage of that, and then you'll have Smart as well. So kind of interesting. And when you go out of Sport mode, then the bolstering will go back to the conventional position. So quite a bit going on here with this model. And one thing that I like, obviously you're going to have your steering wheel mounted controls here. Here are the shifter paddles for working your way back and forth through the 8-speed automatic transmission. You can control your front and rear window wipers here on the right-hand side of the steering column. And over here, you'll control the headlight functionality and your tail lights, obviously, depending on how you want to set that up. But one thing I really like here, for those of you who don't use your blinkers, well, here's a big advantage to using your blinkers on this particular model of the Palisade, is you're going to see into your blind spot. That is nice. And it corresponds with either the right or the left side. Kind of nice that it's on both sides. But a lot going on here where this model is concerned. And by the way, you do have parking sensors. So depending on what's going on in front of the vehicle, well, you can see what's going on the screen. You can hear the indicator going off. I'm going to go into park so we can turn that off and not annoy anybody by hearing it for too long. But that's also here. You also have a nice head-up display. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but it is there. And you're going to have to use your imagination on this, but I'm going to show you how to use Remote Smart Parking Assist. That's these two buttons right here. So what I'm going to do is lock the vehicle. We're going to start it. Go ahead and let that happen. There's how you start the vehicle. And then you'll notice the arrows on there. So obviously we're going to use the right side here so the vehicle will come towards us. But let's just say for the heck of it that there were vehicles parked on each side. Maybe they were a little too close, or one of them was too close. And you thought to yourself, man, I don't want to try and squeeze in there. Well, here's what we do. We hold the button down and you see what happens. It's going to go into reverse. In fact, you can see the reverse lights right there. And you'll see that the Palisade starts to back up. And as soon as I let go of the button, it's going to stop instantly. And then, obviously, you can use this in both directions, and so it's very convenient. We'll go ahead and move it forward. Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's going to stop before it bumps the curb. Let's see, will it? No, apparently I don't think it will. We're going to go ahead and stop it just in case. Not that that would be that big of a deal, but that's how easy it is to use your Remote Park Assist. Okay, we're going to get out on the road for a real quick test drive with this Palisade. As I mentioned earlier, you have a vehicle that rides well, but it has a good balance of a comfortable ride quality with comfortable seating. That's one point that I like to make, is that you can have one or have the other, but if you don't have both, well, it really kind of defeats the opportunity to have a good, comfortable ride quality. It's either the seats are comfortable and the ride quality itself is not with the shocks and suspension, or it's the other way around. So you have a nice balance here with both. A very nimble vehicle that definitely does a great job of getting around. You've seen the multiple driving modes that you have available. And being that this model is all-wheel drive definitely helps, especially for those of you who live in areas where you get a lot of snow and ice. That's always going to be a good thing. And well, when you need to get up and run down the road, I'm not really all that hard into the gas pedal, not quite the half pedal or half throttle, having no problem catching up to what seems to be some traffic that's moving, a couple of cars that are moving a little under the speed limit, but that's okay. So a very nice balance, comfortable ride quality, good acceleration, and a very roomy interior, especially in the second row and up here with the driver and passenger area. The third row, well, it's not bad, probably more than a lot of competitors, I would say. It just depends on how long you're going to be back there, I think. But you know what? It's hard for me to say for sure because I haven't spent a lot of time riding back there. But overall, I really like what we have here. The technology, in my opinion, is easy to learn and use. You do have a lot here where that's concerned, and that's a good thing. For a price point such as what we have here, well, I think it's good to be in a position where you say, well, you're getting a lot. So obviously, a very well put together vehicle. The materials seem very durable, so I think everything is going to hold up nicely when it comes to longevity. If you plan to keep your Palisade for several years, oh, I think you'll be in good shape. Overall, a really solid vehicle, a really great choice. Maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I'm trying to figure out, do I maybe want to buy a Kia Telluride, a Honda Pilot, maybe the Palisade? Well, hopefully this will help you make a decision on that. I don't have as many videos on the Telluride as I do on the Pilot, but obviously several videos to kind of help you out with that. But I tell you what, I do have to say I'm pretty impressed. And if you like a vehicle that just looks so great when it's clean, that's one thing about black. It's a little challenging to keep it clean, but when it's clean, you cannot beat how nice it looks. Okay, tell me what you think down in the comments section. Is the 2024 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Night Edition the best mid-size 3-row SUV? I'm curious to know what you think about this particular model. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai for loaning me this Palisade for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed just yet, please be sure to subscribe to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel. That way you don't miss future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.